Is it fair for fantasy football managers to rely on AI? Is using AI in FPL cheating? That is the title of this Nathan Bacon Jerky FPL Knee Jerk podcast, but also a title of a BBC News article just the other day. So today, Bacon Boy has decided to have a little cheeky chinwag about that. But for all of you cheeky scrubs out there that don't know what the BBC is, the BBC, aka British Broadcasting Corporation, is the biggest broadcasting and news company in Britain, which is also mainly funded by a mandatory TV licence fee which every British citizen has to pay if they want to watch live TV. So I right here, if I want to watch TV, I gotta pay this fee, and then this money goes to things like this. This article right here, this crap. Now that is what you call unlucky. So let's actually get into the article, shall we? Which starts with someone called Alice Simpson. Maybe even related to Homer Simpson, you know, maybe. But she goes on and talks about how her herself uses AI to help her. Good lass, you know. Then it shows and talks about Fantasy Football Fix, a popular AI some people use to help them. Then goes on to explain fantasy football, compares it to American football, as in America, not only is it much, much bigger, but they've even got tools made, AI tools made to help them make transfers, which are actually made by IBM themselves. Big boy moves, fair play. Then the article finishes it off with a lad named James Pritchard, which is the fun and juicy part, and pretty much the only point I'm doing this video and podcast, you know. With Mr. James, he's really not an happy chappy with the use of AI in FPL. Nah, he wants it chucked in a bin, burned to the ground. Where he was quoted saying, "I wouldn't ever consider using AI, ever. It is ungentlemanly, and it feels suspiciously close to cheating." What? Just tell us you're a boomer who's afraid of computers and think they're going to take over the world without saying that, right? He continues by saying, "And anyway, I trust my own judgment regarding football against any computer. I watch quite a lot of football and keep a very close eye on the Premier League. I mean, if anyone's football judgment was that good and that much better than a computer, then I'm pretty sure you'd probably be a millionaire, because you'd be able to outbet all of the betting algorithms, as apparently you know it better than the computer, and there you go." So, I don't know if that's true, you know. But then he finishes it off with, "It is all about bragging rights over my friends. If I used AI, I wouldn't have them." Now, he's obviously allowed to have that opinion, and I will respect that. But it doesn't mean I have to agree, right? Because it feels like him and a lot of people are actually claiming that the use of AI in FPL and getting these things to help you make your decisions is cheating. Nah, I don't know about that. So I right here want to give my own cheeky scrub opinion on that. And what do I feel about that? Not very good. So first, a little bit about me. Not only am I a proper FPL nerd, proper scrub that tickle my brain cell about it every hour of every single day, but I am also a computer science graduate and a full-time software developer. So I understand AI, data models and all that, and I know how they all work. So how do FPL models and AI currently work, and how can they help us? And the answer to that is just one word: stats. That's it. They look at expected goals, shot quantity, chances created, and every other possible statistic recorded in football they want to use to piece them all together, also in line with the opposition they are about to face based on their stats and data too, to then give a prediction of what might happen in the future. That is a very key word. Prediction. FPL models, football data, game statistics, all of the above do not know what is gonna happen next, right? It can't. But they try and predict what will happen based on the previous data, based on what is most likely to happen next. They see De Bruyne has averaged 10 chances created for every game this entire season. Realistically, looking at the data, you're going to be like, the next game, I'm going to say De Bruyne is probably going to create some chances, yes. Now, their predictions on all of these models may get better and smarter every single year, right? But no matter how smart they get, right, even though they could grab the most accurate of what they think might happen, they will never, ever correctly predict everything that is gonna happen, because this is football. It's not chess. There is no predetermined moves, and they can't possibly figure out what is gonna happen. That's just not how it works. Which is actually one of the true beauties of FPL. You could only use stats and use one of these AI moves to help you make every single transfer and decision the entire year. But you could actually know nothing about football, but still do well just from those stats. Or you could also only know football. You watch every game, you understand everything about football, but you don't care about stats, you don't care about any of these other tools people use. But you can still do well with that. And better yet, you can actually do either of these things without even choosing the same players as the other strategy, but you can both do just as well at the exact same time. Because there's multiple ways to different points, and the only thing that matters is a point. It doesn't matter if you chose this player for this reason and he got this amount of points, or if you chose this player for this reason and he gets some points. It doesn't matter how or where they come from, it just matters that they got points. So there is no just one way to play FPL, and there is no one way that is better for everyone. You get to play how you want and get to use whatever tools you want to help you as well. So I would in fact say that this article, "Is it fair for fantasy football managers to rely on AI?" is in fact a load of baloney. A big boy unlucky to that article. Because you don't need a prediction AI, you don't need to use stats, but you also don't need to watch football. You also don't need to know football. You could actually do amazingly in FPL by choosing players solely based on if their names are funny. Because at the end of the day, this is just all a guessing game, and it doesn't matter where your knowledge comes from. If you get the guess right, you get the guess right. It doesn't matter how you got there. Now, one final point on these prediction AIs is it does actually make it a lot easier to fast track your FPL skills and decisions compared to if you did know football, then it may be quite a bit harder to get started in FPL. But if you're using a prediction AI and just choose exactly who they predict, then it does actually allow you to do well without even knowing anything. You don't even need to know why they're even predicting a player or any method or knowledge about anything involved in it. So the main problem people have with these is the fact that you don't need to know anything and you can still use these tools to be pretty good. Not just potentially better than someone that has played for a little bit, but also still pretty good. But realistically, if you are actually mad at these prediction AIs that will help dirty casuals potentially be better than you compared to your years of experience, then you are just an old stinky boomer really, aren't you? You're like, no, computer's bad, no, I can't be using computers to help me. No, this phone, no, who's better without it? No, this car, this vehicle, that gets me there. No, technology, no, behave, no. Like saying prediction tools are that bad and you need to only know football is just like saying you're mad at the Maps app on your phone because it can help you get to places faster after you've spent years and years learning every single road and journeying everywhere around you. It's there, you don't have to use it, but you can't deny it can help you if you really want to, but also you don't need it. You can do well without it, but more importantly, it doesn't know everything. And actually, neither do you, because it can't physically predict what is going to happen in the future in a game like football, so it cannot possibly be cheating. Yes, it can help you, but does not mean it's cheating. You can actually do better without it, or you could do better with it. Doesn't mean it's bad, doesn't mean it's cheating. As at the end of the day, the only thing it does do is predict, not tell you what is going to happen in the future. So that is going to be it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening for this cheeky chinwag, and hopefully you will remember.
Don't be a cheeky scrub. Subscribe to Nathan Bacon right now. Don't let your memes be dreams.